Hello, my name is Nelson, and now I'm going to do lab number 1, which is Cisco UCS platform emulator, and it's about the installation of the Cisco UCS platform emulator. And also here we're going to see some features of the software. So let's go to the software. Hello, my name is Nelson, and in this video I'm going to do the lab number 1, which is the UCS platform emulator. Well, here to install the software, uh, to mount the image, we just have to, I'm using VMware Workstation 12 player. Here I already mounted it. What I did was I just went to player, file, open, and just go where you install the image. I have two versions. I use the newest one. The newest one, you can find it in the website of Cisco community. So yeah, after having installed the mount, it will take you to this screen where it asks you for a user and a password. You can see that the user and password is already there on the screen, so we just type the user and the password that it says, and password which is the same, and it will take us to this screen. We see here different options. We are going to type A to see the show status, and here we can see the different IP addresses of our clusters and ports. Well, this is the IP address of IP. So we just take a note of this IP address because you have to type it in a browser and to see the graphical interface. So let's go to the browser. May take some time. It's loading. Well, we can see here that the UCS manager is loaded. So we can just see here different rack servers, switches, hardware inventory. And now if we want to have a feeling about how to use the UCS manager, let's go to launch UCS manager. We'll ask us for a user and password. Take some time. And the user is admin, and admin by default. Let's log in, and here we can see the different features that it has. The equipment. You can see here the equipment, fabric interconnects, the servers. Basically, you can manage from here everything you can add, you can delete all the equipment that you have in your network. You can see here the servers, the root policies, which policies that you have for all your devices, connections and configurations. Virtual machine, storage, storage profiles, storage policies, chases, packages, and yeah. So this is how, well, this is all. This is how you install and you configure as you get into the UCS platform emulator, and how you have the feeling of managing a real one. Alright, thanks very much and see you in the next video. Hello, my name is Nelson and I'm going to show you the lab number 3, which is the EMC EasyLearn 1FC8 simulator. The task that we will be doing in the next video, in this video, it's download and mount one simulator, download and install VMware, gather configuration details, and create a 3-node virtual EasyLearn 1SV cluster. So the first thing I'm going to show you where I downloaded the software. So the VMware, I went to this website, newin.net, and downloaded the VMware Workstation Player 12.0.1. I downloaded and it's easy to install. And to download the EasyLearn simulator, I went to this website, which is www.emc.com, and here we can see the link to download, and it download the newest version, which is 8.1.2. I downloaded it and I saved it. Here I downloaded a zip file. I just unzipped it and I got this file. I got only one. I copy and paste the other two and I changed their names because I'm going to need them when to install the other two nodes. So after having installed VMware, so to mount the images, we just have to go to Player, File, Open, and go where your images are. In this case, it's here, and mount the images. I'm mounting them already. So now we are going to configure the cluster. Well, to configure the cluster, I created this file. You are going to need the internal IPs. You're going to need a range of internal IPs, as you can see here, and you're going to need a range of external IP. Where you get this information is you type in your host, the command prompt, you call it, and then you type ipconfig. And the information basically is a little bit slow. The information basically shows up here. So how we can see here, it says virtual machine net 1, which is this one. This is our internal internal network, which is this one. So I just put this IP address in the same domain, and I just changed 100 and 110. I just gave 10 IP address of range, and here we can see VM net 8, and I just put here the same domain, and I just put a range from 100 to 110, so we have 10 IP addresses of range. So now we're going to configure the cluster. So we just click here, and we went to the stats. Where when we're installing the cluster, the first question we come across here is it's about the format is partitionable drivers. Proceed will destroy all data on this node. So we just type yes, and we keep going. It will take some time. Well, here in the wizard, we press 1 to create a new cluster, and we accept the agreement. Well, we accept the agreement, and we have to type a password. So just made up any password. And here we just have to type a password for admin. Now I'm going to call it my cluster. And here we just type enter. Here we have to configure the net mask. The net mask, we find that information here in the file. We'll find the information here. Oops, what is it? We find information here, which is the subnet mask of our internet network. So you just type 255.255.255.0, and we type 3 to configure the IP ranges. And we select here 1, add an IP range, enter, and we type here the IP addresses of our internet network. So I tap the first one, which is 192.168.2.100, and .110, which is our range. We tap here, enter, press 1, and we type the next mask 0. Let's see, it's showing up there. Yeah, and now we're going to configure the external interface. We're going to configure the net masks, and the net masks, we can find it in the file, which is this one, the same one. So we type 1. We already typed it. Yeah, now we're going to configure well, seems like yeah. Now we are going to configure the IP ranges. So the IP ranges, we find them here, are these ones. It ends in 78.100. So let's type the first one, configure interface X1, which is 182. Sorry, we have to type 3, configure the external IP ranges here, and now we have to enter the IP ranges. Now it's 192.168.100, something is wrong here. You have to type here 1, add an IP range, this one. And now we can type our IP range of IP addresses, which is 192.168.78.100. Yep. And the other one we ends in 110. Now we type enter and we type the gateway, which is this one, but it shouldn't be there. It should be 0.1. And then it is 192.168.78.1. Type here the gateway. I think I got a mistake. 168.78.1. Great. Now we can skip this information. The smart and skip configure smart connect settings, DNS, configure Ethernet subnet. We can skip configure date, join mode, and we type yes to commit to these changes. And so we type yes here. And now I think it's everything done, at least in this cluster. Now we are going to the next cluster. Well, here the cluster number 1 is already configured. So now we are going to join these two clones. So you just have to press here and click play, and so the nodes will boost, and they are already, the wizard of the nodes is already boosted here. So I have them here. This is clone number 1. So I just have to type here yes. And here we type 2, which is join an existing cluster. Type 2 here. And we type here 1, which is the cluster that we just configured. Now we go to the clone number 2 and we do the same. We type here yes. To join to an existing cluster and join to cluster number 1. Now we are going to see if our configuration is correct. So now let's type the command isi status queue. Sorry, we just have first we have to log in. Let's wait until it loads. Yeah, now let's type isi status queue. Bingo, the 3 clusters are okay. Now we can go to our browser, we can go to our Google. We can type one of our IP addresses which are in the range of the IP addresses that we just configured. Let's type 192.168.78.100, which is within the range of our external IP addresses. Um, let's wait a bit. Here it is. Let's type our root. Let's log in. And bingo. You find here our three clusters. Here, there are the IP addresses of each cluster, client connections, route distribution, cluster management, dashboard, file system, and that's it for this video. Thanks very much and see you next video. Hi there, my name is Nelson and this is lab number 12. It's energy efficiency and data center. So I went to the website called Energy University. I got these two certificates, Alternative Power Generation Technology and Maintenance Best Practices for Energy Efficient Facilities. As you can see here, the courses are here and the certificates that I got from there. Here, consider certificate for alternative power generation technology. And the other certificate, I did it about maintenance best practices for energy efficient facilities. That's it. Thanks very much. And yeah, see you in the next video.